Happy New Year to you. We are having a great time here on the Kletus Roadside Service podcast. We're having a good time. It is January 2nd, Thursday morning, 7:20 a.m. We're rolling today. We're having a good time. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit behind, but everybody else is behind, so it's like it didn't matter if I was ahead. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna turn these blinkers off in a second. There we go. We're headed to the hellhole. One of the hellholes. I gotta stop and yell at one of these guys, I think, real quick. Guess what I'm running? A double rail. I'm running the double rail today, guys. Alright. Oh, here we go.
We're going to that Nebo address, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll get the other address from you after we go up here and dump.
Okay.
But we'll follow you out.
That'll work. Alright, guys. This is what we're doing today. Somebody else picked up a bunch of food waste for compost. And then it's my job to drive the double rail which, all right, listen, I talked to my boss. It was just the other day, and I was like, do you want me to try to, it was something, I don't know what it was. I was like, hey, if the boxes are light enough, I might be able to load up 2 boxes. He's like, when would we ever, in the history of the world, load up 2 fucking boxes that are loaded? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, we've never done that, and we're never going to do that. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit, never mind. And that was for a totally separate job. I show up today, and guess what's loaded on the fucking trailer? By his command, probably. 2 motherfucking loaded boxes. So, and then they're going to this organic recycling place. And this organic recycling place, it's kind of tiny in there. It's not very big in there. If there's anybody else there and I show up, it's a pain in the fucking ass. So, and now there's 2 boxes loaded on me. So, technically, dumping 1 box isn't that big of a deal, but dumping the other box, I don't know. So, but luckily, I got 2 roll-off trucks going with me. So, I have quickly devised myself a plan for attack. I've got 2 roll-off trucks. They're both loaded also, and they're going to come with me. I told them I want them to go in there and dump. They each have 1 box, right? They're going to go in there and dump because they can do that pretty quickly. And outside of the place, I'm going to drop off both of my containers. So as soon as they get done dumping, they're going to come out and they're going to drop their containers, their empties. And then I will be loading up their empties, and they're going to load up my full ones. And it's going to work. And then they're going to dump the full ones because it'll be way easier for them to fucking dump twice than it will be for me to dump once. And they can maneuver and everything in there. It'll just be way better. So anyways, I don't know if that's going to work. Now that I'm kind of looking at it, it's like, all right, well, I could probably dump 1 box pretty easily. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just have them do it because it'll be just easier if I just have to drop 2 fulls and then load up 2 empties. That'll be the easiest thing. And I'll run over there and I'm going to help them with everything. I'm waiting on them. I'm going kind of slow because I don't want to lose them. There we go. That'll work out. Oh, shitty car. So I'm so fucking excited. I thought about recording an episode yesterday, but I didn't. But like I told you guys, I keep my promises, every single promise, no matter what it is. If it's carnivore diet, I'm going to stay on it forever. And now that I'm off of it, I kind of lied about that a little bit. But, but anyways, no. This is the other promise I gave myself that was featured here on this podcast was I am going on New Year's Day. I have nothing to do. I'm going to go get my truck and I'm going to get it. I'm going to fix whatever needs to be fixed on it because the clutch was fucked up. And then I'm going to drive it home. And that's exactly what the fuck I did today or yesterday. It's so fucking, it was so too fucking easy. Okay. I forgot that I love this truck because it's easy to fucking fix. I mean, maybe it's not super. There could be shit on there that's not easy to fix, I am sure. But as of the clutch, I'm thinking what happened. It still needs some shit replaced, but it's not needed immediately. Um, so the master cylinder was having some sort of an issue. Apparently, it leaked. It developed a leak right after I sold it. And I mean, that master cylinder's been on there for a couple of years and no issue whatsoever. I sell it to my brother. It immediately starts leaking. Don't know why. Don't know what the fuck is going on. But it leaks. And then eventually it quit working on him. So I took the master cylinder apart and then put it back together and then it fixed itself. I don't know. And then he parked it. He drove it one time and then he parked it and then just left it alone. And then it was time for me to come pick up the truck because he wasn't really into the truck. It uses a lot more gas than his little car, and I don't know. It's not as comfortable as his car. I'm guessing. I don't know, but he had no need for a truck, is what he was saying. So, I went ahead and went over there, and when I went to go pick it up, the clutch was doing nothing. Like it was still springing back, but it was not doing anything. And it was out of clutch fluid, so we bled the clutch, still nothing. And then I went over there yesterday, and I found out what the fucking problem was. I was like, all right, it might be something to do with the slave cylinder. So when I got there, and the first thing I did was unbolt the slave cylinder. And, well, I mean, I tried the clutch a couple of times, and it wasn't doing anything. So I undid the slave cylinder, and all the memories were coming back of the slave cylinder. There's a little plastic tab, and it's an external. It's still internal, but it's an external slave cylinder, which is wonderful because the other ones that are internal you have to take the transmission out to get to them. There's nothing they're over the shaft, the main shaft or whatever you want to call it. So there's nothing I could do there. So luckily this one, I just unbolted it, and then I realized, oh yeah, the plastic tab that holds the rod is broken, and it was a pain in the fucking ass to get it to line up, but I got it to line up once, and I'm guessing whenever the clutch was dry, completely emptied, because it has a leak in it, it lost so much pressure that the fucking rod just fell off of the clutch fork. And so whenever you were hitting the clutch, there was only a little bit of pressure because the rod was pushing against the transmission housing, not the clutch fork. Like it had a little bit of pressure at the very end, and that was it. So there's like a little sight glass on the side there. Not glass. I don't know why I said sight glass. There's a little sight. It's a big plug that's right there, so you can unscrew that, and so you can see the ball of the rod go against where the seat is on the clutch fork. And that thing was seized. It still is seized. I had vice grips clamped as tight as I could fucking get them on that bolt, and that bolt's got to be made out of some sort of a soft metal because it was just that's never coming out now. So I just tried to. I was like, let's see if I can just get it to go in there. And first fucking stab, guys, this never happens. First fucking stab, I was like, all right, I think it's on there. Let me just push it on there and screw it in and see what happens. And it fucking went right in. And I actually, now that I think about it, I never even bled the clutch again. I just added more clutch fluid to it because the reservoir wasn't that empty. So I just undid 2 bolts, put it back, took it out, put it back in there, put the bolts back in, added a little bit of clutch fluid, and the battery was dead. Charged it up, and I don't know, dudes. I don't know. Everything worked. Everything works, and I drove it home. No fucking problem whatsoever. I did have to add a little bit of power steering fluid because it was whining real bad, and my brother's like, I don't have any. I had some, but now I don't have any. And I look at the back seat, and then there's a whole fucking bottle right there. I was like, oh, well, this will fucking do it. So I grabbed that and put it on there, and wouldn't you know it, everything works great. The power steering pump is not whining for dear life anymore. So, yeah, very happy about everything. It's going very well. And then I drove the truck into work today, and I had my brother drive my car back home. So I have all 4 of our cars are at home now. Both my wife's Equinox, my Cruise, my 79. I always want to say 78. Don't know why. My 78 and my 92 are all at home. Fucking mint, guys. But the 92, I don't know. I think the fuel gauge is a little fucked up because it had a half a tank, and I drove it from, well, I guess it was a little less than half a tank, and I drove it from my brother's house to my house, which is the same distance from work, and then I drove it to work, and now I'm like on E, and I'm like, there ain't no way this thing might use a lot more gas than I fucking remember, I guess. I don't know. But there might be something wrong with the fuel gauge. Um, so I don't know. That did put a little bit of scare into me. I'm like, oh fuck, am I really gonna be able to drive this thing every single day back and forth to work? It's a V6, but it still uses a lot of gas. Um, but I'm not too worried about it. And talked to my other brother about the Cruise. I said, I'll sell you the Cruise. Really? I'm like, yes, I will. I'll have the title soon, and I'll sell it to you. He's like, for real? I'm like, yes. You got to pay me, though. And so I gave him the amount. It's cheap. I guess I could say it. It's not the big deal. I was like, I'll $2,000. Family, $2,000. I'll sell it to you for $2,000. You'll get a 2014 Chevy Cruze with 113,000 miles on it. Barely broke in, but just know you gotta fucking keep it full of fluids, okay? You can't just run this thing dry. I drove his fucking Ford Explorer. I thought it was a Mercury Mountaineer for the longest time, and I still think it might be. But he was saying it's a Ford Explorer. I don't know. They're the same fucking thing. It's a fucking piece of shit, dude. Because it was in the driveway, and I had to move it so we could push the truck. At my brother's house, I had to move both of their cars so I could move my truck back onto the nice pavement instead of laying in the mud. And I drove his piece of shit. It's got a low tire. The suspension's so soft, it just feels worn the fuck out. The seat is all grody. The fucking door handle, I don't know what the fuck Ford was thinking with these door handles. These door handles make me want to hurl, okay? I don't know. It's a weird type of door handle. If you're curious about it, look up Ford's weird ass door handle, and that's what I had to fucking touch earlier. It was not good. I didn't like it at all. I was like, ugh. But yeah, his Ford Explorer is out. A complete piece of shit. It's like a pearlescent pearl, or I don't know. It's ugly, and it's got brake dust all over the chrome rim. It looks like a piece of shit. And right now he's on a donut because he cracked his rim. He cracked one of his alloys. And I don't know. I don't like anything about his truck. I was like, why the fuck would you buy this? And it's a V8, and it's got a horrible exhaust leak. It sounds like it's on its last leg. It's like dinging. He installed a double din touchscreen radio. I mean, the install doesn't look too bad, but it makes a horrible sound every time you turn the truck on and off. He's like, poof, and it just sounds like something exploded. And but he was too busy playing Call of Duty 6. It's like, I bought Call of Duty 6. I'm like, that would have been the first payment to my car. You know, oh, well, I didn't know you wanted to sell it to me. I'm like, I told you I was going to be selling it soon. And first off, I don't think you're really interested in buying it. If somebody tells you, yeah, I'm thinking about selling this, and you don't like immediately try to set up a payment plan, or I don't know, do something towards like showing interest in buying it, and you go out and buy Black Ops 6. I mean, whatever. But I'm like, do you have enough money to buy this fucking car? It's like, no. I'm like, well, do you want it? Yeah, I want it. All right, well, start making payments, buddy. Then I can have the car. I'm like, after you make all the fucking payments. I'm sorry, brother. I am sorry, brother, but I cannot rely on you for a fucking anything. So, no, I'm not giving you the car, the title, nothing until all payments have been made. But if you want, like, it's only $2,000, and it's a pretty decent car for $2,000, I would say. Now, if the timing belt explodes, it's not a decent car for $2,000. A decent $2,000 car. I mean, fuck, most of my cars that I paid $2,000 for, yeah, they need a little bit of work, but you can drive. They'll drive forever. Like, the engine is going to be okay. I think, at least, maybe, not really. What did I pay $2,000 for? I don't know. All my vehicles have been pretty fucking cheap, and the ones that are expensive are the ones that they're not worth being expensive. And this car, I can't believe that the paperwork that I got says I paid $19,000 for it. It's like, what the fuck? Do you know what? You know what kind of square body I could have got for $19,000? Oh, you know how many square bodies I could have got for $19,000? Holy shit, dude. I could have fucking probably, I was looking up lots for my brother because he's wanting to buy a camper, and he's like, where did I put it? I'm like, look on Zillow and look for empty lots. I could have bought an empty lot in Kansas City for $5,000. Mine, paid for. And I could have put as many square bodies on that lot as I could fucking count. I don't know, it'd be like 7. For $19,000, I could have bought land and bought enough square bodies to fit on every inch of that land. For $19,000, especially back when I paid $19,000 for it. Holy shit. So, anyways, I am not doing that again. I'm not spending that much money on one car ever fucking again. Okay? I'd rather put $19,000 into one of these older vehicles, because then it'd be like fucking fine. I'd be completely fine. You can afford a paint job. You can afford wheels, tires, lift kit, and a new engine. Anything you want for 19,000. I mean, maybe I'm being cheap, but 19 grand ain't nothing to shake a stick at. So yeah, and you know what that $19,000 looks like right now? It looks like a Chevy Cruze without the hubcaps. It's so appalling to me that I would have done that. I can't believe I did that. A Chevy Cruze, and now I'm trying to sell it for 2 grand, and I'm still questioning whether it's even worth it. My wife needs some information from me, and I don't know where my wallet is. There it is. Uh-huh. My debit? Question? Oh, guys. So yeah, where I'm going is, this is not going to be a fun place to be. It's going to be a really interesting time. Um, Somebody's burning a bunch of oil. I could smell somebody burning oil, and I don't think it's me. Um, yeah. So I've got the 92. I drove it to work today, guys. Now, the parking in the driveway situation turned out to be more of a problem than I was thinking it was going to be. I don't know. So I think I wanted to put, my wife's car is going to be parked where it's always been. My 79 is going to be parked where it's always been, and then the 92 is going to. The two trucks are going to be on the one side, and then my car goes behind my wife's car. But my wife has to do shit during the day all the time. Use your own debit. She thinks, my wife, she's so silly. I love her to death, but she is at home with her purse, and she needs my fucking debit card information. I can't believe it. I'm like, go outside. She would rather, instead of her going outside to her car, because I don't know, there's a dumb that she leaves her money in her car, but instead of her going outside to get her debit card out of her car, she's texting me for all my card information so she doesn't have to get out of bed. So silly. Like, I am miles away. I am multiple miles. I'm so many miles away. It's the All right, and I've got to make a phone call now. I'll be right back, people. I'll be right back. All right, and we're rolling. We are rolling. We're rolling out of here. Yeah, I had to stop earlier for one of our guys. He was saying he had low oil pressure on his truck, but it's just normal. I guess it's normal. My oil pressure's 28, and he was like, "Mine's 20." I think it was 28. He's like, "It's going to 28 to 30." Um, but I don't know. We stopped to check his oil. he said, I asked him if he checked his oil in the morning. You know, I was like, did you do a pre-trip? Did you check your oil? And he's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if I believe you, but we got to pull over and check it out because I don't want to blow up this engine. But no, everything was fine. Everything was fine with it. He was just, I don't know. I got two new guys with me that, well, they're not super new, but they are new. And yeah. All right, so he's got he's got a box on him. The other guy had a box on him, and then I had two loaded boxes. And I was like, all right, well, this shouldn't be too bad. Neither one of these guys has ever dumped a box before. So they're like, we don't know how to dump these. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, well, you guys are gonna need to use a little bit of your brains today and figure it out because I mean, I'm gonna try to help you with one of them, but I don't know if I'm gonna be there to help you with all of them. We're gonna be here for fucking ever. But it's 9:40 now. We're finally hitting the road, headed to St. Louis. We have another branch out there in St. Louis that we got to hit up and dump off these empty boxes and grab some more full boxes, which is just wonderful. The one guy, I already sent him on his way because he was done and gone, and then I had to wait for the other guy to drop an empty so I could get loaded and he could load up my full one. I don't know, man. It's just, yeah. They're both like, we've never dumped these before. I'm like, how long have you guys been working here? Jesus, you guys are both Class Bs and you've never dumped a container before. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Especially the guy that is with me right here. He's been here. He's new, but he's not that new. I'm like, you've worked here for how long? You've never dumped a box by yourself? He's like, no. I'm like, God damn it. All right, well, let me show you. You got to pull the tarp up because there's like a tarp that has a little flap that hangs over the top of the door on the back. And you got to undo the tarp or else the door is just going to be caught by the tarp and the bungees or whatever. So flip the tarp up. Undo the chains, got to tilt it up. I like to tilt it up and bring it down to where it's in an easier working area. So, and I told the one guy, I was like, I don't like my belly hanging out when I'm fucking with these chains. So I bring it down to where I can work at a decent level and I'm not stretching myself and trying to reach for shit. I like everything to be right down where I can fucking touch it. Not on my tippy toes and my belly hanging out and all that good stuff. So, but I don't know. These guys, they don't give a shit about that apparently because they just left it all the way up on the truck. I'm like, it's easier if you bring it down, but I understand it takes a little longer. Does not bother me at all to take a little bit longer to make things work a little easier. Now we gotta wait on this fucking road. It's a long road, but I'm too slow to sneak out of here. Alright, after this Ford, I'm going for it. And nobody can stop me. I'm all the way up. There we go. This guy's wanting to follow me, but I sent him the GPS coordinates, so he should be alright. Oh, man. Well, did you guys have a good New Year's Eve? I did, surprisingly. So, yeah, I worked all day. I ended up, what did I do? I dumped a truck. Did I? Oh, I had to go drop off a couple of barrels. I dropped those off, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then I got back to the shop, and then I had to grab a vac truck and then take the vac truck around the shop, and there was a couple little things I needed to get loaded from the shop. Just like waste that was around the shop. There was one job that ended, and they had some just water in jugs or whatever, but it was accounted for. So it had to be disposed of accordingly rather than me just opening the valve on the fucking hill, let it run in the river. It's just water. It's literally just water. But they wanted me to, they were like, yeah, go ahead and take it to the place, the water treatment plant or whatever. So drove the vac truck around, got loaded up, got the hell out of there. The other guys, there was a ditch witch job where we had like 6 or 7 ditch witches that guys were using. Looks like there's some sort of an accident up ahead. And that was the water that I had to get rid of. They had water just set aside. I don't know why. We have a hose, but I don't know. They didn't want to use it. And they were cleaning out all the trucks because they were real fucking gross. They were covered in mud and all kinds. They were like dirty. Like the pickups, the trailers, the beds of the trucks, because each of the trucks had to have gravel with them. So they just put a bunch of fucking gravel in the beds of these trucks. And my boss was like, all right, there ain't nothing else going on today. You guys got to get all this shit cleaned up. I was like, I didn't get to make $50 an hour on prevailing wage. I didn't get that lucky. Why do I got to clean up these fucking trucks? That's what I was saying. I'm like, what the hell? But I helped clean up a couple trucks. I cleaned out one of our guzzlers. It's so fucking nasty. It's our probably one of the, if not the nastiest truck we have. I got it cleaned out. It was fucking disgusting. There's, just shit everywhere inside of it. So I cleaned that truck out, wiped it down nice and good. And now I want to see the face of whoever gets in that truck next. I want to see their face when they get in there and they're like, oh God, it's the nasty truck. And they get in it and they're like, wow, this is actually pretty fucking clean in here. What the hell happened? The only thing is the floor. I didn't have anything to really clean the floor, and I wasn't about to power wash the floor out or any shit like that. I just had a bottle of Windex and some paper towels, and I just wiped everything down a shitload of times. But there was like multiple layers of dust and shit on everything, so got it all nice and clean. I was happy with it. And then I helped to clean up those pickup trucks, just fucking around with everybody doing that. And went home. And I had to hurry up and get ready once I got home because we were going to drop the kids off at my mom's house. My mom likes to have the kids on New Year's Eve. She likes to do the little celebration. And plus, she knows that we would probably like to stay up until actually the ball drops and not have to have kids and be able to drink and stuff. So, and my mom's like, no, we don't give a shit about any of that stuff. Just bring the kids over here. We'll celebrate at 9:00 and then put them to bed. And me and my wife, we went over to her mom's house, which that I love my in-laws. I absolutely love them. And I was pleasantly surprised. She didn't act like a bitch at all. It was weird. It was weird for her to just either leave me alone or not be a bitch. It was a little bit of both, and it was perfect. I was like, man, if you could act like this every time I'm over here, that would be great. Because, well, she did try one thing. She needed me to go upstairs and grab the bar stools from her kitchen island, but she did it in a good way. She didn't do it like, hey, you get those chairs, bring them down here. Like, I'm currently in a conversation with somebody. Can you hold the fuck? Like, what the? Like, that's what would normally happen. But she was, I don't know, she was cool about it. I was like, this is weird. Weird for you to be nice. And didn't get drunk. Did not get drunk, but I did get a little tipsy. And my sister-in-law, she had a couple of her friends over, people from work, I guess. I don't know. So there's like a slumber party going on upstairs, and then there's like a drunk adult bar party going downstairs. It was weird because you go upstairs, there's a little girl there. She was there with her mom, and she was like singing karaoke. She was getting really into it. I was like, I don't feel comfortable sitting here watching this. I got to go downstairs. So I went back downstairs because my wife was up there. She was like, come hang out. We're going to do karaoke or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to watch these people do karaoke. So I went downstairs. My beer of choice, I went to CVS to get some things. I don't know why I went to the drugstore, but we ended up at the drugstore, and I was like, oh, they got beer here. I'm going to go ahead and grab some. And I was looking, and they were kind of low on choices. A lot of people had been there, apparently, to get beer. And my choices that I would have chose was a 12-pack of Twisted Tea, a 6-pack of Corona, and then, for some odd reason, a 6-pack of Stella Artois, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm not fancy enough to even say the name. Stella Artois. Stella Artois. Artois. I don't know. It's fancy dancy beer. It's got paper around the top. And for some reason, I was like, I want Corona with lime, but they don't have lime, and I'd like to have Twisted Tea, but if I bring a 12-pack, I am going to chug all 12, and I will be drunk off of a 12-pack of Twisted Tea. I will be pretty fucking drunk, and I don't know if I really want to get that drunk over at my in-laws' house. You know what I mean? So I grabbed a 6-pack of Stella Artois, and they were actually pretty fucking good. Not bad. They have a little bit of a different taste to it. But, yeah, they're all right. And then there was a bunch of Jello shots. Mom-in-law, she made some sort of a chocolate shot thing. I was not a big fan of it. Didn't taste bad. It was just like, this doesn't go with anything else that we have here. It does not taste good with everything else. But it didn't taste bad. It's like, this does not go with cheese dip. Oh, and I'll tell you what. Listen, I don't like her very much, but Taco Bar Queen, I'll tell you that. That's enough to pull you around and make you be like, okay, you could be a mean to me as long as you have this taco bar upstairs for me to just have free reign over. I mean, there was a big ass pot of beef. She had tortillas, big ones, little ones. She had chops, hard shell taco, chips, queso dip, onions, tomatoes, shredded cheese. Like, actually, not just a bag of shredded cheese. It didn't have the fucking dust all over. It was like she sat there and shredded that motherfucking thing. And then she makes a salsa. Well, I think actually my father-in-law makes salsa, but I don't know. She claimed she made it, but it was pretty fucking good. And I got full as fuck. I made 3 tacos, but they were like double tacos. And then I had a bowl of queso, and then I had a taco bowl. I was like, I'm just going to mix everything all together in one bowl and eat it with a fork real loudly over here in the corner by myself while this girl is singing Katy Perry at the slumber party. And I got full as fuck. I was full. And then there was all these treats and shit. There was macaroons, which looked like little miniature colored cheeseburgers, is what I called them, like colored cheeseburgers. So I don't know what I called them, really. But they were fucking delicious. I don't know who the hell brought those, but they were damn good. I ate a bunch of shit. And then I went down and I played pool. Because they have a pool table down there. Everybody there is like in a pool league. All the adults that were downstairs. I don't know. They were making fun of me and everything. But I won once against somebody that's supposed to be a 3. I don't know if that's good or not. But they're like, I'm finally a 3 now. And then I played her and then I won. I was like, And I wasn't doing good either. And I also wasn't putting a lot of like effort into it either. I'm not a very sportsman type of guy. I don't care to win or lose. I'm there to have a good time. But everybody else was there. They were like going cutthroat, going for it. And they're like, how did, like, because I was playing like shit the entire fucking time. And then it was a girl I was playing. And then she was playing pretty good, but then I got down to the end and I just, apparently everywhere I put the ball kept blocking her shot for the 8 ball. And then it gave me enough time that I could run the fucking table. And then my last shot, apparently I lost. Okay. So I will say I kind of won, but I kind of lost also because you're not supposed to be able to get the 8 ball and your last ball in the pockets at the same time. Because I hit and I hit my ball. My ball went into the pocket. I was like, nice. And then I was getting ready to set up for the 8 ball, but the 8 ball just gingerly rolled right into where it needed to be. Where'd my guy go? Oh, he's back there. I was like, the guy's supposed to be following me, and I'm not driving fast or anything, but he's way back there now. I don't know how the hell he got way back there. Yeah, so all in all, had a pretty good time. My wife drove me home that night, which was cool. I was like, I take a couple Jello shots right before we left, and I was like, I can't drive now. I can't drive now. And then I fell asleep on the way home. I was trying to stay awake. I fell asleep. And then, get this, go inside. I remember everything. I wasn't drunk. I was like super fucking tired. Go inside, and I, go to sleep. And I don't wake up until noon the next day. New Year's Day, I woke up at noon. Well, it wasn't noon. It was like 11 o'clock. And my wife was like, hey, I got to go get the kids. Are you going with me? I was like, no, why the fuck am I awake at noon? She's like, I don't know. You just slept in. I'm like, the fuck? Why would you let me sleep in like this? This is not good for me. I was like, usually if I sleep in, like my day is ruined. Especially noon. Uh, but I still had a fulfilled, yesterday was still fulfilled, like with good stuff, because I was able to go get my truck, get it running, drive it home, play Fortnite with my son, play games with my daughter, all kinds of good stuff, and hang out with my brother a little bit. It's like I got more out of yesterday than I ever thought I could, waking up at noon. Because I was thinking I needed to get up and get going early as fuck in the morning. Because I was like, I don't want to have to be going to O'Reilly's 7 times. I'm gonna have to buy a master cylinder, a slave cylinder, possibly uh, the line that goes from either one to the other one. And if it did need the clutch taken out, that's what I was gonna have to do yesterday. And I was like, I mean, and waking up early in the morning, doing a clutch job, you can, especially if you have somebody else there with you, even if they don't know what they're doing, just having another person there to hand you tools and move a jack and all kinds of shit like that you can get a clutch done in a day easy. So I was thinking that's what I was gonna have to do. Luckily, everything worked out, and now the truck is just fucking good to go. But my brother installed a radio, a new head unit radio in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it. I'm gonna leave it in there, but he's got it fucked up. He's got it to where it'll turn on whenever. Okay, car. Get the fuck out of the way, you stupid bitch. Jesus Christ. So, sorry, my anger got a little too heavy there. There's a lady that I put my blinker on, and I don't know what it is. Why do people do that? You put your blinker on, and then they just stay right next to you. It's like, do you not see my blinker on? You dummy. Anyways, I don't know. I really ain't got much else to talk about. That's really all. I think almost every single thing that I did. I went over to my brother's house because he drove my car to my house, and I had to drive him back to his house, and I helped him look for stuff because he's wanting to live in a fucking trailer. What are you doing, box truck? A box truck just went into this fucking motorcade. Not a motorcade, but it's like they say left lane closed ahead, and there's trucks driving with big fucking signs, and this fucking box truck's like, I'm gonna go ahead and pass him. And here we are. Now we're on I-70. Well, we're on the on-ramp to I-70. A nice, long 3.5 hour drive. Be a good time. Plans? I don't really have. I do have plans coming up. This weekend, Saturday, the 4th. My buddy has invited me to his girlfriend's birthday party. And it's at a place that I've had a lot of fun there. I've been there once before. I went there once. Let me just tell you what this place is. Okay. And I went there with my in-laws, my wife's parents. I did not know what this place was. They said, hey, we're going out to this restaurant. Do you want to go? And my wife said yes, and then I tagged along. This was early in my relationship with my wife. And I happened to be wearing that day, it was an NRA shirt that said, keep calm and carry guns on the back in big letters. And on the front, it just said NRA, National Rifle Association. I got the shirt. I signed up. I got a bag. I got a knife. I got a T-shirt. I got all kinds of cool shit from the NRA by signing up and being an NRA member. Right now, I don't think that was back when the NRA was okay. I don't think the NRA is all that cool anymore. I think people are upset with the NRA now. Because I haven't heard much about the NRA lately at all. But there's big talks about it before. I think it was the Kyle guy, the guy that shot that one fucking dude that was coming at him with a gun in Winoka, Wisconsin or some shit. Or I don't know. There was riots going on. And there was a guy that shot another guy. And then he was going to jail. And I don't think the NRA was like backing him up or something. Something like that was going on. So, anyways, this was before that. And really, all I'm talking about is the shirt that I had on. I was wearing the shirt. And they said, let's go to this restaurant. I'm sorry, I'm beating around the bush, guys. I'm beating around the bush. Say it's Hamburger Mary's. I'm like, oh, sounds like a good hamburger joint. Let's go. I go there, and it's like downtown Kansas City area, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And there was like a statue of like a really like ugly woman or something. I don't know. And everybody's taking pictures with it. And we go in. We sit down. They're like, let's sit in the front row. It's like I'm like, oh, there's a show? They're like, yeah, it's like a show. So I sit down in the front row. And I don't know why. Listen, guys, if you could see my Pornhub history, you know where I'm at. But when I see these grown men with beards and hairy chests come out dressed up like women's, it just put a smile on my face. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was just having a good time with it. And they really picked on me because I look straight up out of fucking Tennessee or Kentucky or some shit. I look like I'm a super duper redneck. I'm the only one that looks this way in the trans bar, the gay bar, the drag show place. That I didn't know what the fuck this place was. But I was having fun with it. You know, I'm just like having a good time, and they bring me up on stage. They bring me up on stage, guys. I'm over there trying to eat my burger, but I'm still having a good time. I'm just watching them. They're making jokes. They're having a good time. And then I end up on stage, and they're trying to get me to pull my wiener out. I'm like, whoa, easy now. I am not pulling my wiener out up here. The hell, y'all. But I'm just having a good time. Like, they're making fun of me. They're like, NRA, huh? I'm like, yeah, NRA. Uh, so what? I don't know. They were just making jokes and shit. I was a fish out of water, but I was also a fish in a puddle. I was just fucking like having a good time. Anyways, my buddy has invited me there, and that's where his girlfriend really wants to go for her birthday party. So we're gonna go there, and I feel like right now I'm like, no, I don't want to go. But as soon as I walk in, I'm gonna be like, this is fun. This is a good time. The gays really know how to have a good time. I've always made that, correlation. I'm like, gay people always have a great fucking time. They're always having a good time. They're running around, squealing and shit. I don't know. They're just having a good time. I'm like, I I've looked up gay porn before, but it's not my jam. Okay, uh, don't like it. Even I was listening to a podcast where a guy he likes to have trans porn on, and I looked, I was like, this is not for me. This is not for me at all. Um, but in the nightclub, if you don't kiss me and we're not touching each other's privates, I could slap you on the back and maybe uh, give you a hug or something, but let's not touch privates or anything. Let's just have a really good time. Everybody's just upbeat and happy. Freddie Mercury's playing on the radio. We're just having a good time. We're dancing. Everybody's laughing, happy. Can we just have why can't the straight bars be that way? People look at you like, this guy's dancing too much. And it's like, can we not have a good time, please? Like, it sucks because the only time you get to have a good time is when you go to the gay bar. But then they try to fucking kiss you, dude, and you're like, no, stop, no kissing, just hanging out. Let's just hang out and have a good time. I don't want to tell you my name. I don't want to find out. I'm not going to join no Activisions or nothing. I'm just having a good time at the gay bar. Leave me alone. Don't hate me, because I don't hate you. I'm also not trying to, get up in there, okay? But seeing a man dressed up as a woman is kind of funny. I mean, it's in movies. A man dresses up it's a funny thing. And they're down to be, they're down to have a good time if they're dressed up like that. Nowadays, now that was back before, the big trans crazy movement thing was going on. I'm pretty sure that was a long, long time ago. I've been married for 9 years. Things are a little different nowadays. People absolutely hate you if you even mention Donald Trump in a good way. They think everybody They think everybody's against everybody, and it's like, hey, listen, can we just dance and have a good time? You can make fun of me. Let me make fun of you. Let's dance, have a good time, listen to good music. Because I do like a lot of music that's in the drag bars. Don't know why. It's fucking happy, happy, happy music. It's good shit. Madonna. Who's McClare? No. Martina McBride. I don't know. There's all kinds of them. Trying to think of, yeah, Freddie Mercury. He's in the Queen guy. Super duper gay. Still cool. So whenever, a lot of times I'll say things are gay, I don't mean dick in an ass, dick in a mouth, dick, dick somewhere where it's not on a woman. I don't. When I say gay, I mean, I don't know. It's a weird thing people say, but I'm still gonna do it. Okay, like that Camaro looks pretty fucking gay, and I like Camaros. But that one particularly looked pretty gay with the body kit that was on it. I don't know. I'm digging myself a hole here. Maybe I'm just trying to rile you guys up. Anyways, so yes, looking forward to that. Kind of a little nervous to go because I know I'm going to make a fool of myself when we go, but it'll be a good time. Good. I'll definitely have something to talk about. Um, yeah. So on that note, I'm going to go fucking jump out of this truck at 70 miles an hour. Keep all 18 down. Adios, muchachos. Bye bye. Click the button. Here we go. There it is. Bye.